Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with our very own Daryl and Connie Marie. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
How's it
Thanks for having us.
going?
Pretty good.
Good, good,
All right.
good. We did have you guys on episode 3 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So, is it going to be a yes for you for him?
Yeah, that's a yes for me.
And then what about you, sir? Is it a yes for you for her?
Hell yeah.
Hey! We got another match. Oh, wow. As we have seen, that video has gone pretty viral by now. We are at 1 million views and counting. And we've seen on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook, wherever people have taken clips and put them all over the place. And, you guys are definitely one of the most talked about people from that episode. So since it's came out and since, it's gone all over the place how has the social media attention been for you all? We'll go ahead and start with you, Connie Marie.
Okay, well, I definitely have been getting a lot of exposure and invites as far as I went to go do a podcast out in Atlanta with Ugly Money Niche. That's a very big platform. I got a lot of exposure. Did some content. My
Nice.
followers went up like crazy.
Yes.
I also got asked a guest appearance for Valley Vogue coming up. That's going to be a fashion show out here in Arizona. And I also don't want to forget, I am also starting up my own modeling agency. I have a sponsor and everything. So
Okay.
we're coming up with some stuff for that as well. Other than
Nice.
that, yeah, that's pretty much been more of the, benefits from that.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And now for you, Daryl,
Congratulations.
yeah, how's it been?
Appreciate
I
it.
mean, things been pretty pretty consistent as it was before. Going to work every day. Still working on the music as much as I can. Still trying to keep the businesses afloat whenever I can. I did get a lot of recognition on my TikTok, and I been posting content for about 2 years now. So just continuing the work that I've been putting into.
Okay, good, good. I love to hear that. Okay, so just to kind of go over some of the viral moments that did happen in the video, Daryl, you were part of one of the ones that was definitely most talked about. Your vocabulary was mentioned. When that did happen, like, how did that make you feel?
Um, when she initially said something about my vocabulary, I didn't feel too much bad because she open to her own opinion. You
Right.
feel me? And I just feel like she was kind of trying to be shady about it. And in the moment, I couldn't articulate that I ain't like how she was trying to be shady. It kind of like seemed like I was gonna go on some little pity party, like, oh, but it wasn't really that. I'm still working on my vocabulary, so
Mhm.
I just might have not resonated with her, and that happens. It's all right.
Okay, okay, yeah. And then I know you mentioned on there that you do music, you rap, all of that, and you said your stage name is Humblehood.
Mhm.
So where did that name come from?
It's funny. Just growing up in the ghetto for real. Like I never was a mean person. Never was. I always example empathy.
Mhm.
So like you feel me. Growing up in the ghetto, it ain't really make. I got ghetto ways, but you feel me? It ain't. It's still. I used to be humble. Just lending out a helping hand. I was a popular person, so I used to like. I used to like have friends that wasn't always popular. I used to be the type of guy that like, I was in all the sports.
Mhm.
I went to a D1 school for athletics. So
Nice.
like, you feel me? Like I just used to like, just example humbleness. You feel me?
Okay.
Even when the guys, the athletes that pick on other people, I get on them. Like, y'all ain't too much better than them. So
Right.
initially my first rap name was Conspiracy, but then I changed it to Humblehood like a year later.
Okay. Okay, good. Good to know. And now, Connie, something that a lot of people were talking about from the show is your beatboxing. Girl, where did you learn to beatbox like that?
It's actually funny because my brother, when he was the middle child, so they always say the middle child is, someone that sometimes the black sheep of the family.
Right.
But so I was like trying to see which brother I could latch on to because I have all brothers. I'm the
Uh-huh.
only girl. So
Oh.
I went through my little which one I wanted to see, who I wanted to flock to. And the middle brother, he was hanging around like some Asians and stuff like that. And this was around a time when they were like, break dancing on cardboard. So I saw what they were doing, and I saw one of them where there was beatboxing, and so I was like, bro, I could do that. I was like, look what I could do. And then I did the beat, and then to him, it didn't faze him. But to me, I'm like, man, forget that. I did that. Like, I don't care what you say. So, and then over time, I ended up, when I was in high school, like, we'll go to house parties. The music, would get like, the parties would get shut down. So then will be some dudes up in there that already know of me. They be like, Connie, drop the beat. And I'll be in the middle of the party and then beatboxing, and everybody will be like freestyling to it. So it's just been something that stuck with me. Like, I would do it at lunchtime. It was something that everybody know me from back where I'm from. So
wow, yeah, because girl, you blew us all away. We were like, hold on, what? Did somebody have a speaker on? But the whole time it was you. Like,
yeah.
Okay. And then so there was a comment made during the filming of when Humblehood had asked you, or he said something about, oh, you look like you like to be taken care of, or something like that. And I feel like that you were kind of taken aback by that comment. Was that offensive to you, or what made you kind of have that reaction to that statement?
So it was just more so as far as me just getting a better visual of what his type of woman would be, because you do have some men who are in their masculinity that would prefer for their woman to not work. And so by me being a single mother, it's just more of, I wanted to be sure that, besides taking care of the kids, cleaning, cooking, it's more that I could be able to do to still feel like I'm doing something, just rather than, to me, what I feel like is my regular motherly duties.
Okay.
So it's just me being able to make sure that I'm being given that fair opportunity to be able to also help contribute, because at the same time, as once something happens, God forbid, wherever my man lacks, I'm going to pick up.
Right.
So, and I want to be able to provide and do what I can just to be able to make sure he gets back to where he needs to. Okay. So that's all that it pretty much was. I just wanted to see what type of woman he was referring to as what type of woman he liked, because I had to just make sure it wasn't the type of woman that he just feel like, okay, I want to provide for you completely. Like, I want to be able to help too. Like, so, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is, just for, clarity on that one.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. All right. So the main question that I know everybody is just dying to hear about, have you guys gone on a date since you matched?
No.
Oh, okay. And why not? Do you want to start it off?
I'll let
Daryl.
Daryl start
Okay,
it off.
well, go ahead with Daryl then. Go ahead.
I prefer she starts.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Connie Marie. We'll have you take it off.
Okay. Well, for starters, I'm very big on energy and vibes. So based off of, I'll ask certain questions, and I would expect a person to talk long enough. I would eventually hear how they reveal themselves. So when I asked on the show, if he had his own space, he told me, he announced, yeah. To me, yet again, if you say, yeah, I'm thinking you have your own, you're established out here. So when I asked him if he did, I was like, I hope you weren't lying. You do actually have your own space out here. And then he was like, oh no, he was like, I was lying. I live with my grandma. And I was like, what? Like, I'm like, okay. That was that one. Okay. And then another one was when we were outside and we were smoking, and then it was just for him to ask me and bring up the whole, if I was interested in being in a social media relationship. And yet again, just based off of his response, when we were speaking with each other on our Instagram messages, people come to the show for clout, and some people actually come because they want a real connection. All I can say is I wasn't one of them type of people that came just for the clout. I mean, yes, I did come for the experience,
right,
but I didn't come just to, get that type of promotion or exposure like that. So that was another one. And then the final straw for me was when we were sitting inside on the show, on the remainder of the show. I went back in and it was a gentleman. I was wearing white that apparently he seen that I was not paying no attention to. And it was just the aggression that he had when he was speaking towards me. And it was like this dead serious look. And for your first, the first thing that comes to your mind is to ask me if I was sexual with this person, knowing that I don't know you or him.
Okay.
It's just with you being a man, it's like it's certain things in certain ways on how you would come at your woman, especially in that type of scenery. And I feel like the way that he went about it, it just wasn't given for me. So I just felt like that was just a bit much, and it just gave off a lot of it set off triggers for me because I've been in verbal aggressive. I've been around men who are verbally aggressive. So it's like, it's not something that I can't pick up on. And to me, I didn't want to take that route. So yeah, we didn't make it past the show.
Oh, so this all happened on set?
Yes. Yeah, it didn't make it past the show.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, let me go on over to Daryl now. We want to hear from you as well.
Mean,
yeah.
I can respect that. You feel me? Everybody, like I said, everybody got their own preferences, and I did not specify that I wanted her to be in a social media relationship. I told her that I feel like we had a good energy and like that was just fun. You feel me? I want to get to know her more and I want to take her on a date. I wanted to record the date. I actually had a videographer on standby with me. I had just shot a music video before I had one on set. So I asked her if I could record the date. She stated to me that I would have to be in a committed relationship before anybody ever seen us on a platform with each other. And I was confused because we had just met on a platform, you feel me? So like she had stated earlier, like, you feel me? Like she get into her bag, she hustling, she got invited to other platforms, like she's been able to beatbox on other platforms. I just don't really understand how, she made the comment to me like she ain't doing things for clout. But we met on a YouTube TV show and she's made multiple different social media appearances afterwards. Like I just work my little 9 to 5, make my little music, and like I really came to find love. You feel me? I ain't making no other social media appearances. I ain't been on no podcast, so I ain't doing nothing for no clout. You feel me? And we talked outside as we had smoked with each other, and that guy was outside with us. Keep in mind, like, he wasn't a part of the show, and I thought, could nobody else be there? The only people who I seen before I noticed him was people on the show. He outside while we talking or having our first conversation. We come inside, we chop it up with some people, he buy us, and then we go sit down and watch the rest of the show, he buy us. You feel me? And I'm gonna be honest, the same thing with one of the ladies on the show. The way that I communicate don't always resonate with everybody. So even in the moment when I did, because I got to be transparent, I did ask her if she was fucking a guy that was literally feet away from her the entire time that I was with her after the show. You feel me? But like I'm a person. I seen her reaction when I asked. It was like, so in the moment, I'm like, am I tweaking? I just wanted to ask because, like, he been everywhere we been. And she told me straight up, like, yeah, you tweaking. The way you asked me was aggressive. And I said, I didn't mean anything by it. I apologize. In the moment, I apologize. So then we moved on and we got to talking to, like, the other individuals that was around during the show. But before then, she was asking me a few different questions about myself. I realized that none of them was to get to know who I am as a person. They was kind of like repeating the questions that she asked me on the show. Financial status. You feel me? Like, why do you need to know how I'm living? And I said on the show that I came out here to take care of my grandmother. So I honestly told that woman, you feel me? I told her, yeah, I did lie when she asked me. But at that point, we already sitting in front of each other. We got some type of connection. You've asked a couple questions to kind of try to see if, like, I'm a person you like. But at this point, you ask me multiple questions after question. Like, I think you a fine girl. I'm saying I'm saying the answers to win. Like I want to be able to I want to be able to leave with you. You feel me? Like you
Right.
are very beautiful. So I'm answering the questions properly on the show. But soon we was afterwards, I was transparent. I'm like, yeah, I do. I said, no, I lied on the show. I stay with my grandmother, but I got my own space back at the crib. I'm from Chicago. I got my own space, you feel me? And I'm stable enough to be doing my own thing.
Yeah.
My responsibilities ain't nothing that you have to worry about at all. You feel me? But after that, then the situation with the guy had happened. And I'm not even gonna lie, when the situation with the guy had happened, she was put off from it, but I don't even think she realized I was kind of put off from it too, because I apologized, you feel me? And it still seemed like something she was dwelling on. So I continued to communicate with the other people from the show, getting to know people, exchanging numbers, and we all went out to the club afterwards.
Okay.
So I ain't talked.
And you both went out?
No.
Oh, you went
Connie
out with
wasn't
other.
part.
Oh,
Just
okay.
yeah, just other cast members. And I ain't talked to Connie for a couple of days, but then I finally reached out. I just like, hey, she don't hit me back. I'm gonna be honest. So I said, I hit her up a couple days later. Are you usually a busy woman, or you not interested? She explained to me in detail the 3 things that triggered her and how it made her feel.
Okay.
I apologized again in message and explained in detail how I'm sorry that it came off that way, but that ain't what I meant. Again, I had a couple drinks that night, so it might have came off a little aggressive than what it was supposed to be. But honestly, you feel me? Like it wasn't nothing towards you, like in full detail. And at first, she didn't accept that. It was more so like, yeah, but you feel me? It still kind of made me feel away. So I'm like, okay, understandable. We go our separate ways. Like, it is what it is. You feel me? I wish you the best.
Right.
The clip comes out. The clip of me and Rizoma comes out, and also another clip of like the Pop the Balloon.
Okay.
She posts it on her Instagram story, and then she hits me up. She like, answer your phone. When I answer the phone and we chop it up on Instagram, like the video chat on Instagram,
Okay.
it seemed like we was rekindling, like we was trying to get over the situations that she didn't feel comfortable with. We was having a pretty good conversation, but she got back to it again, and she made like this little funny comment like, yeah, you really was tweaking, because even some of the girls had asked me like, you okay? And she tried to like laugh it off like it was nothing. But at this point, like, you done brought up that night like 5 different times. I tried to move from it. So at this point, like, I got an expression over my face. I'm like, I don't really feel like that's the truth, because I shared contacts with all the women and all the fellas after the show. And afterwards, we went out together. So if it was like a consensus idea that I was an aggressive man that was tweaking on you, I don't feel like everybody would have, you feel me? Like, showed me so much love, hung out with me afterwards.
Okay.
At that time, it then changes from they was looking out to me to who? What the fuck? These bitches act like they want to be my friends all up in my face. Who? So then I'm getting up under that like, I don't really know y'all. I'm new here. I ain't trying to make like no messy situation. I ain't trying to have like I'm just what's the term I'm looking for? Networking. Okay. I'm just networking, getting to know new people, you feel me? Then she was like, nah, I ain't with none of that fake shit. I'm new out here too, and bitches all up in my face like they my friends. So I tell her, like, that ain't even something to be worried about, you feel me? Let's move forward.
Yeah.
She still dwells on, when I'm telling you she's dwelling on it, it get to a point where I'm like, man, worry about all of them. Like, if you really on bullshit like that, like, worry about all of them. Like, you feel me? If it's that important to you. So then she literally asked me, what's on your mind? Why your face like that? Cause I'm sitting on the FaceTime like, man. She asked me, what's on your mind? I tell her, like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really rocking with this. Like, I'm a peaceful man. I'm getting to it. Like, you feel me? I ain't really rocking with how this going. I ain't with the drama stuff or causing no problem between some women I don't even know. I'm talking about, she tells me that she gonna call me back when she get done with some homework. I never hear from her again. until she talking about me on a podcast. So this is my thing. If you didn't like me after those 3 things that I had did that you said was like red flags, cool. It would have been ended after that. You still tried to contact me and reconnect after you and get over after you had those 3 things. So now it's another time. And also I already told her about Graham. Like, you feel me? Graham's living with me. Like, yeah, me and my grandma stay together, but I pay her bills. She started struggling, she retired. Not finna have her go back to work. She's extremely old. She adopted my little sister. That's why I spoke and said I'm a provider. I provide for my grandmother, my little sister, my mother, and my younger siblings. Like, I really am a breadwinner. You feel me? So that's why I spoke that way. So I ain't gonna lie. Like, I think that is very contradicting to say that you ain't doing anything for Clout, but you take every single social media or Clout opportunity that you can. I really, it's contradicting to me. You feel me? And I didn't know that I was gonna blow up being on y'all show.
Right.
I think y'all know this because even when I spoke to y'all about being on your show, I reacted to your show on my YouTube channel, and I felt like it was authentic and something that I never even watched before. So I wanted to be a part of that. I think I'm an authentic person. You feel me? I've been doing the social media. I got multiple albums out. Like, I'm not an ugly man. If I wanted to just do a social media relationship with any young lady, I can do a fake social media relationship.
Okay.
It was about me wanting to be on a date with Connie and her energy, and my videographer recorded so we can become something. You already hustling and grinding, going on every podcast, modeling. What is a YouTube bag? Why is the YouTube bag clout chasing, but the podcast bag not? So like, I respect what she said, you feel me, and I get it. Like, you telling a grown woman she got all her stuff, her you feel me, her kids half my age, you feel me. So she legitimately, like, she knows what she wants, and when I wasn't what she wanted, I respected that. But her mind changed. You feel me? And I don't like how she don't bring that up. Like, bring up the fact that, yeah, you had them 3 things, but your mind changed and you hit me up later. Like, and then we had a decent conversation.
Okay.
I'm so ready to touch up on everything.
Yeah, go for
that
it.
he said, because a good portion of it was false. Just to start from the whole, when we went and I was asking him questions about his financial issues, that was a lie. I asked him as far as his living situation, and he was like, "Oh no, I lied. I live with my grandmother." And then that's when he started talking about, "Oh yeah, well this, and this." And honestly, my whole thing is, when he told me that he lied, I was turned off. That was automatically for me, because it's like, you talking about whether you're saying stuff so you could go out on a date with me, but you're basically lying on, the camera, pretty much just to live up to something that you're not. And to me, yet again, that is a problem. As a man, I stand on business. That is not a part of being in your masculine energy. As far as the clout chasing, my thing is this. I didn't know your guys' show I didn't know it was going to happen the way that it happened.
Yeah.
So when my friend, my model sister, had reached out to me and asked me to be on it, she mentioned to me it was just more of like for a good experience. I'm like, okay, yet again, it's for the experience.
Yeah.
The fact that me knowing of the possibilities of what could happen, I'm not saying I'm not opposed to it, but it's like, at the same time, it is what it is. So by me going on there and me getting the exposure that I got, by me being invited out and following up on that, why would I sit there and block any blessings? I mean, it's not, yet again, I didn't go on there to clout chase. So by me saying that, it's not like I went on there with the intention. His response to me was, we all came here, basically, what's up. Like, this is just what it is. And that's how that went. As far as the podcast, I have a podcast on Sundays. So me being on the podcast that he was referring to, that was a podcast that I host every Sunday night. And as far as the podcast that I went on, that went based off of him popping, the Pop the Balloon show.
Right.
To touch up on, let me see, it was the social media dating thing. Just to clarify the two, yet again, that was another lie. When he asked me if I wanted to be in a social media relationship, that is when I gave him the response I would need to be with. In order for me to post somebody on my social media, we would have to be in a serious committed relationship. I don't just post, that type of stuff on my Instagram. And then on top of that, like he had like 829 followers. And at that time I had like 20K followers, like 25, 26. So at the same time, it wouldn't have been beneficial for me to be in a social media relationship with you. You're going to be the only one that reaps the benefits of that.
I didn't know your social media status.
Yet again, that was his statement on, wanting the whole social media thing. And that's when I said no. Then he follows up with my videographer or whatever. He's about to be pulling up. How would you feel about a camera following us on our first date? And I was like, yet again, I don't, let's just see how we're vibing. You're doing a lot of things that's kind of resulting to still going towards social media relationship, which I just informed you I'm not really down for. So to me, yet again, it's just coming off as, okay, I understand you want clout. I'm not going to have nothing to say on that. Like, that's just what it is. Like, and as far as, the whole response to me not responding back to him, the type of woman that I am, I'm never one that's going to knock anybody's hustle. So by him, going through whatever he's going through and if his grandmother's situation, all of that, I'm not one to knock anybody. I've lived with my grandmother before. I've lived with, certain family members before. But at the same time, I'm not anyone to sit there and knock anyone from that. But however, I felt the way about it and I wanted to stand on it. So I wanted to converse with him because I'm like, okay, I'm going to explain to you the reason why, I didn't want to go out on a date with you.
Yeah.
We talked about it. And then I'm trying to kind of reframe back exactly. Because I do remember me telling him about the female that actually was right there when he had the whole little, the little outbreak. And so for one, I asked him, I was like, which female was it? For one, I didn't refer to none of them females like that as bitches. For two, when I called, when we FaceTime on Instagram and we were talking about it, he was like, oh, well, the same females that you saying is in your face trying to see if you okay is the same females that was trying to get at me at the club. And I'm like, what? But it's funny because there was only one person who I had that was actually right there. And I actually talked to her about it. But it's funny because I'm like, he can only be talking about one person. And the fact that I actually know this one person, I know she's not going to be on that type of time. And the fact that from what that person told me, I knew it was a lie. But I didn't trip off of it because at the same time, if that's a part of your character, it's just making it more worse for you on why I don't want to converse with you on that level. So, and then it's like when the whole clip came out, right, to touch up on his statement as far as making it seem like once it went viral, I wanted to kind of reach out to him. That definitely wasn't the case. Me reaching out to him, that was just more so of, because I'm like, okay, I know it's going to be like, we're going to have to cross each other's paths again. I just want to be cordial because at the same time, no, we're not gonna date or nothing like that. But at the same time, like, I don't want to burn a bridge that eventually I'm going to have to cross again. So by me reaching out to him, that's pretty much what it was. And when I ended up saying what I said to him, his response back to me telling him like, this is not a part of my, as far as I'm not the type of female that's not going to knock you from whatever. His response was, all that don't matter pretty much. Like, people want to see us. Like, what? Us? Like, what? So that's, yet again, that's why I'm just sitting here like, it didn't dawn on me, and it kind of frustrated me because I'm trying to actually, smooth things over with you. But now as I'm seeing, it's funny because, he's taking it as that's my way of reaching out to him for the video going viral. I still don't want nothing to do with you. I mean, I just wanted to be cordial with you. So it's like, It's not like, I mean, by me posting it, it's something that, you know, we could just be cool and laugh at, like, type funny. Like, I don't plan on seeing myself with you to that caliber, because you already showed me, to me, you're not a man that I would consider myself to want to date. Because for one, the way you reacted. For two, the way your first response, you do not know how to communicate properly. That's very big with me. And it's just, that was just major turnoffs to me. Yes, he's a handsome man, but I am a sapiosexual. So it's like, if I cannot connect with you on a more intellect, then it's like we don't have anything to really talk about.
Okay. And now, Daryl, you mentioned that she spoke about you on a podcast. What was said?
Yeah, and I also want to add, she tried to get me to go on that podcast with her. The guy who asked me to be on it said, Connie wants you to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's definitely a lie.
Oh God, I got the I got the Instagram. Some guy hit me up and said that he got a podcast with Connie. She wants to be on the podcast. Like, she wants me to come on so we could be on there together. I even called Connie to see why do she want to be on a podcast with me, and me and her are no longer in contact with each other. Yeah. And like that's my thing. And I believe that this one is the one she's talking about that she like co-host. So that's extremely confusing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this whole, like, I didn't know her social media presence. So when I asked to take her out on a date and my videographer recorded, I didn't know she had a few thousand followers. Like, and it don't matter how many followers I have. Like, I like to put out good content to make sure people like to see good stuff. Like, I just like to do good things. Like, it didn't matter. And when you listen to her, bro, it seeps out. I ain't gonna lie, like, you feel me? It seeps out. Just listening to her respond, like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna keep like doing the back and forth about it. She said her piece. I said my piece about the situation. But in all, like, you feel me? In all transparency, we had a conversation and it stopped. We decided we was no longer going to talk to each other. It don't matter if me and you on the same video and my clip is the one that's going around. You don't have to post me on your page. Me and you didn't have to have another conversation to try to like air some things out when we had multiple conversations before it. And I never seen you in my life before we was on that TV show. You didn't have to clear the air so you ain't got bad blood out there with somebody like that, bro. That's all cat. Like, that's dragon gang. Like, and I ain't gonna lie. It's funny because the clout situation is extremely funny. Like, she doing everything for the clout, but she keeps speaking on clout. Like, it's not righteous.
Okay, Daryl, we hear you. So can you let us know what was said on the podcast? I know you said she was talking about you.
She said that she couldn't wait. She said that she couldn't wait till me and her do an interview with each other because she got some tea and she can't wait to see how I respond to it in front of everybody. I don't know if that's the exact wording, but I promise you it was almost like she couldn't wait to try to embarrass me. What is that about? Like, what you mean you got some tea and can't wait to see his response in front of everybody? That's some clout chasing shit.
Okay, let's hear from Connie.
Okay, so as with that being said, for one, if I'm doing a podcast, if the follow-up hasn't come out, it's not, like, it's kind of ruining it. I mean, it's ruining it for you guys if I just go out and air out what everybody's been waiting. So by me stating what I said, it was more of, I'm glad, I can't wait for the follow-up because I don't want it to be where, we're going one by one. I'd rather him be there. So that way he could be able to defend himself when I do say whatever it is that I say. Because at the same time, I don't want it to come back as, putting him down or talking, without him being present. No, sweetheart, the way that I am, I'd rather you be here so that you can understand why I feel the way that I feel. Yeah. Because it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not one the way that he would like to make it seem as if I'm clout chasing. Yet again, you can say whatever you want. The fact that if somebody sees me by being on a platform and inviting me out to go for an opportunity to network, what does that have to do with, oh, I'm clout chasing? No, my whole intentions when I came into this whole, the pop the balloon, it was not for clout. It was for the experience. Whatever happened after that, so be it. But at the same time, I'm not going to your page. I'm not checking for you and me wanting
But
to.
you know my follower count.
That was when we first started talking.
You're an interesting lady.
Yeah.
Look, how is it clout chasing that I want to record me spending money on taking you on a date, but it's not clout chasing for you to want to bring me on your podcast and talk about me?
Sweetheart, I never wanted to bring you on the podcast.
Bro, that's what your
I don't care
co-host told
what the
me.
co-host told you.
Oh, okay.
Because that wasn't discussed with me. So
okay.
I don't care because you were never going to come on. I was never going to interview
No, I
you.
wasn't never going to come because I declined the invitation. I don't care about clout. I do authentic things and people recognize it from who I really am. I've been getting recognition. Like, you feel me?
Right.
This ain't nothing new. You worried about that follower count. Who I am in real life, my face card decent. Like in real life, like you talking about that follower count and it's different now. It's 35K now. Why you talking about 800?
You're right, but you're
it's different
yet
now.
again. You're right.
Different now.
You know what? I give you your flowers for coming up a couple of hundred.
Thank you.
You know,
yours as well.
Absolutely. I give you your your flowers for that.
Okay. Thank you, Pooh. Appreciate you.
But
all right. Well,
yeah.
I see this was kind of a tough situation for both of you guys to go through, but I thank you both for coming on and speaking your piece. Clearly, I see there won't be any dates in the future. So,
I mean, no, I feel like, I feel like a woman that he would prefer. I just feel like, we're good people in our own individual way. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I just look at it as, we just want two different things. Right. I'm not saying he's a bad person and I'm not going to sit there and make it seem like I'm putting him down. Mm-hmm. I just let it be known by me trying to clear it up. I wanted to, let me go ahead. I don't want you thinking, having this bad taste in your mouth about me because I'm not that type of woman. But I want to go ahead and let it be known this is what it was. Mm-hmm. So no hard feelings. He took it to being more than what it was. So be it. Like I said, at the same time, I just wanted to actually clear everything out in the air with him. Okay. Not, but that's pretty much what it was. So
yeah. And honestly, you feel me? I ain't no sucker. She is an extremely beautiful woman. She is the hood queen gang. But your personality is almost wicked. Like I'm new to this whole state. And I've legitimately, I've heard from people who I don't know. Like I meet them, hey, how you doing? And they've told me that they've heard about me from Miss Connie Marie. She's speaking on me. She's saying like, I don't want it to seem like I'm dissing him or I'm a bad person, but she's dissing me to people in real life. She dissing me on the streets. Y'all motherfuckers is legitimately telling me like, I heard from you from Connie. Right hand up to God, no lie. She is dissing me to the streets. So I'm like, you feel me?
What did they say?
I don't want
Let's
nothing
talk
to deal
about it.
with shorty. I don't want, you feel me?
What did they say?
I work hard.
Okay, what did they say?
And I got something going on for real. I got you.
That's
so
good.
I just Miss Connie.
No, what did they say?
Can you please
No. Let's talk about what they said.
Can I ask you?
Is that another lie?
To please just not. Listen, I don't want to. I ain't with the he say she say shit.
But you could bring it up.
But I promise you, it's done got back to me that you're going out your way to talk about me. Mm-hmm. So I'm just asking you, Miss Connie, can you please not speak on Mr. Humble? All I would ask is that after the interview today, we no longer speak on each other. We got our own lives and clearly successful doing our own things. We don't need to be crossing each other's paths.
I would like to know what was said in the streets about you, because I'm just so interested in knowing this. I mean, because
I ain't with the
I'm only saying this, Daryl, because yet again, the type of woman that I am, I'm very transparent. So if you come to me and ask me something direct,
I'll tell you in private. I'll tell you in private. I ain't with the he say she say shit. You feel me? Like they clearly trusted me enough to they wanted to look out for me by telling me that. So like I ain't here to do that.
Telling you that, then if that's the case, then that's something that I feel like you should have approached me with. Aside from that, because if you're gonna bring it up,
that's impossible.
On the follow up,
that's impossible.
What's the purpose of not saying what was actually said? Because as you can see, I will not have no problem letting it be known if I said it or not. And I will actually clear it up for you. So that way it could be.
What was being said? What was being said specifically? I don't want to say on the platform.
That's fine.
She could eat. You feel me? Like if I say what was said, then she know who she said it to. I'm not a messy guy. I'm not doing that. You're not gonna force me to say something I don't want to say, ma'am. So let's please move forward.
Okay.
No problem. All right. Well, like I said earlier, thank you both for coming on and speaking, your own truths. So just to kind of follow up on some things with both of you, like, is there any upcoming projects, anything we should be on the lookout from either one of you? We'll start with you, Connie.
Well, I will be in Atlanta doing Freaknik Weekend this summer. So
Oh.
if y'all want some tickets, let me know. Yet again, I will be guest appearancing at the Valley Vogue fashion show. That's going to be coming up in June. Aside from that, I will be also working on my modeling agency, and that's I'm going to be doing castings in both Houston and out here in Arizona. So that's definitely something to look forward to.
Okay, well, congrats.
And I also just got hired as a substitute teacher. So
congratulations. All right. Okay, and Daryl, what about for yourself?
I love the kids. I ain't gonna lie. I got a album dropping this weekend. Conspiracy, the album, Humble Hood, all 2024. I'm actually I've been in the works with a YouTube personality. Y'all gonna see it very soon. I don't want to say too much, but somebody who I looked up to, I watched their content growing up, and now I get to work with them. I'm blessed and grateful.
That's amazing.
Blessed and grateful.
Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
And once again, thank you both for coming on, and I hope that everything that you guys are going for gets lots of success.
Thank you. Blessings to you.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you everyone at home for watching. I'll catch you all next time.